Over the years, he's had some killer hits, selling more than 30 million records worldwide. Performed to crazy fans the world over, claiming Grammys as well as other awards with A Kiss from a Rose. Nearly 3 decades since his first hit, there's been a high-profile marriage with supermodel Heidi Klum.
And you belong to me. Incredible voice. It is
Appearances on shows like America's Got Talent as a TV judge.
I put a spell on you.
And now Seal is back with his 10th studio album, Standards.
You're mine. Right.
Hello, Seal.
Hello, Ev. How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Great to be back in France.
Now, Standards is a collection of classics from the likes of Frank Sinatra, Nina Simone, Ella Fitzgerald. You say that recording it was one of the best moments of your career. Why?
Well, for many reasons. Start with the great songs. They're spectacular. They're some of the greatest songs ever written. They've also withstood the test of time. I mean, some of those songs are 70, 80 years old. I think Smile was originally written by Charlie Chaplin in 1927. So it's an honor to sing those songs. And then working with these incredible musicians, some of whom have actually played with the likes of Nat King Cole, Ella Fitzgerald, Sinatra.
Now, your former producer, Trevor Horn, said of you, Seal's not your normal formula kind of songwriter. I can tell what's going on in his life from what he writes. So what can we read from an album of covers? What's going on in Seal's life?
The great thing about these songs is that they resonate with just about everyone. Take in Smile, for example. Smile, though your heart is aching. You know, smile if your heart is aching, smile, even though it's breaking. It's beautiful. When there are clouds in the sky. When there are clouds in the sky, you'll get by. Yeah, you know, if you smile through your fear and sorrow. They're so relatable, those songs, that it's not really a question of what I'm going through. It's more singing these songs that are just relatable to everyone, written and arranged in the most kind of romantic way, and from an age where lyrics were written differently. They were suggestive and open to interpretation. The use of metaphor was a lot more common. You know, take a song like Luck Be a Lady. A lady never flirts with strangers. She'd have a heart, she'd be nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. It's such a masterful line because it's so suggestive and open to interpretation, and I think that's what makes them so appealing, so special. Luck be a lady tonight. Luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with. Luck be a lady tonight.
More than a quarter of a century ago, you wrote A Kiss from a Rose. Mm-hmm. It went on to be the song of Batman Forever. Did you have any idea that it was going to resonate with people like it did when you wrote it?
No. I think at one point it remains today. That and I Will Always Love You, I think, are the 2 most played records in American history. So did I have an idea it was going to do that? No. But I learned a very big lesson with Kiss from a Rose, a really big lesson, because it was actually released as the 4th single from my album. Went into the charts at number 60. It dropped to number 80 the next week and was out. It was finished. I was actually already working on the 3rd album. And that's when I got the call from Joel Schumacher, who said, I'm a huge fan. Yada, yada, yada. He put it in the movie, you know, 4 Grammys later and another 8 million albums. The song didn't change. It was exactly the same. What the difference was is that somebody liked the song, put it in a movie, and the last thing that people heard when they came out of the theater was, baby, I can pay you to a kiss from a rose on the grave. Ooh, the more I get of you, the stranger it feels, yeah. Now that your rose is in bloom, a light hits the
Can you remember the moment you realised you could sing and that you wanted to sing?
When I was 11, my teacher put me on stage to sing a Johnny Nash song called I Can See Clearly Now. Do you know that song?
I don't know it.
And I remember it being the scariest but the safest moment all at the same time. You know, when everyone clapped, it felt like a place that, you know, where I could kind of be safe and be noticed. There was a real sense of validation.
We're never going to survive unless we get a little crazy. You said that song came out of all the social change that was going on at the turn of the decade, falling of the Berlin Wall, the student uprising in Tiananmen Square. We're living in very precarious times now. Is there anything that would inspire you to write about them?
Yeah, I mean, it's inspiring me at the moment. I can't think of a time where there has been so much great inspiration. In amongst this chaos is this wonderful opportunity to actually be proactive and do something quite miraculous, quite fantastic, something that as humans we can look back on and just go, wow, we did that. And my inspiration is facilitating the possibility of that by generating as much dialogue as possible.
You've been in America for 20 odd years. You were there throughout Obama's presidency. What do you think about what's going on there now? What do you think of Donald Trump?
I don't think of Donald Trump because Donald Trump is not the problem. He's symptomatic of a systemic issue, which isn't exclusive to America, it's global. There's a global pandemic. It is being exacerbated by the fact that we are disconnected. This notion that we've somehow lost our way is nonsense. We have all of this great technology at our disposal. And so there's all of this chatter. There's actually people chattering, talking at each other, but there's actually very, very little dialogue taking place. It's one of the main reasons why I no longer text, because there's no real dialogue that happens in text. If I ask how you are via text and you say great, I don't really care how you are. I'm already on my agenda. But if I'm actually speaking with you, and when you tell me you're great, and if I hear an inflection in your voice that suggests otherwise, you then give me an opportunity to care. And then the other thing I don't do is I don't shake hands, another meaningless pleasantry that I just don't do anymore. Apart from anything else, it's a disgusting habit. But shaking hands, it means nothing. So I hug, you know, because I am trying to force dialogue, and not necessarily verbal dialogue. I'm just talking about dialogue, a connection.
You live in Los Angeles, which has been the centre of the Harvey Weinstein allegations. Since then, the number of men accused of sexual harassment or sexual assault has been staggering. There have been journalists accused, authors, TV personalities, producers. Have you come across a lot of this behaviour in the music industry?
I haven't come across it, but then that's not to say that it doesn't exist. It's very different, the movie industry. You know, people have often asked me, why don't you act? You know, you'd be a really good actor. And, you know, my case response has always been, oh, no, I don't have passion for it. You know, and therefore I wouldn't be good at it. Well, okay, hashtag real talk for a second. If I wanted to act, I could kill it. I know I could be a really good actor. I don't know if I could be a great actor, but I'd be a really good actor because it's essentially what you do when you sing. But I've never wanted to do it because of the lack of control of my own destiny. There's such a great power imbalance. There are these few people that wield all this power. I think it's great that it's all coming out in the open. A woman should never have to feel that in order to get from A to B, she has to compromise her integrity. But what I cannot bear is this sanctimonious BS of all of these people that are now all of these Hollywood people that are now saying, you know what, we never knew. What you had going on, albeit wrong, it is absolutely wrong and it is disgraceful, but what was going on was a transaction. And so I'd have a lot more respect for those people if those people came out and they said, you know what, here's what happened, right? I was an aspiring actor or actress. I was trying to get from A to B. I knew the nature of this business. This person, this disgusting person, had all the power. And I knew that I stood no chance of getting that part or moving to the next level unless I compromised by sleeping with that person. And I am coming forward and saying this now because for all of those young aspiring actors and actresses, I want to clean this up now so that they don't have to go through that. I'd be a lot more impressed by that because then you're doing some real good. Yeah, Harvey Weinstein is a disgusting individual, a sick person, of course, yes. But tell the whole truth. Don't tell half the truth. You knew it was going on. You all knew, and you chose to say nothing. There's no shame in that. We get it, because that's the way the industry was. But own it. Just own it, and actually do some real good to help people. Was that clear? Did I tell you how I really feel?
Seal, thank you.
Thank you very much as well.
Oh, you don't shake hands, sorry.
Yeah, don't shake hands, a hug. Yeah, got to be careful now, you don't get any sexual harassment claim. The way you smile is being, the way you sing off key, the way you haunt my dreams. No, they can't take that away from me.